started with an idea after building a Mercedes 310 Overlander out of a four-wheel drive fire truck. There were some things that we wanted to change, so we decided to build the ultimate four-wheel drive overland camper. It had to be smaller, so that more roads would become accessible. It had to have an easy speed on the highway and a better fuel economy. It had to have a lower gravity point, avoiding the danger of tipping over. And finally, it had to be more powerful. Not only to go easier through the mud, but also for climbing the mountains. So we went through a lot of ideas. The final choice was to build a unit on a pickup truck. Drawings were made and a truck was picked. The Toyota Hilux was chosen over the Land Cruiser for its good four-wheel drive performance, for its power, its speed on the highway, its lower fuel consumption and the luxury it has of a modern car. The day after we bought this new car, the parts we didn't need were removed and the building could begin. The result of all this work is the Toyota Hilux Forza. We called it Forza after we saw how easy it went through the Italian mountains and through rough terrain. It really drives like a luxury SUV, taking you to unknown places. And there it is, your house with a large, comfortable bed. Let's walk around and let me tell you something about it. It's 6.2 meters long, 2.6 meters high with the roof down and with the roof up 3.3 meters. The high and low gearing, the active traction control and the differential lock make this truck unbeatable for any terrain a four-wheel drive camper truck would find itself in. It also has downhill assist and hill start assist. The engine is a 2.4 liter diesel engine with 150 horsepower and a torque of 400 Newton meter at 1600 revolutions per minute. This makes it a real pulling machine. The engine has the Euro 6 label, which means you can enter any city or highway. If we look at the wheels, we see KMC Machete 17-inch rims and BF Goodrich mud terrain tires. This is an all-season tire. The mirrors are clear view mirrors. Underneath the unit there are storage boxes. We use them to put away extra fuel, recovery material, the tarp, ropes, tools and much more. In the back we notice the departure angle, the second spare wheel and the beam with the necessary lighting and the license plate. This beam can be lifted up and put against the spare wheel to preserve the departure angle when needed. The spare wheel has a winding device with which you can lower it or pull it up against the unit. Underneath is the second spare wheel in its original place. On the right side we see the entrance door and not a heavy awning. Instead there are bolts on both sides to attach the tarp. In this way you can have your shadow and rain cover everywhere you like without the burden of a big heavy awning. Furthermore, the same storage boxes as on the other side. The unit has air suspension. Here it can be separately adjusted. In the event that the air suspension should break, the leaf springs still provide sufficient suspension to continue driving comfortably, because 2 additional leaves have been placed in the existing package. The absolute advantage of an extra cab over a single cab model is the storage room behind the chairs. On the outside we have a USB and a 12-volt outlet for devices or an outside shower. Behind the hatch is the storage space for 3 jerry cans of 22 liters. The seats for the outside are also in there, the tarp sticks and the pedals for the canoe. We use a simple water system. No built-in tanks with a pressure pump and all kinds of weak links, but another 3 jerry cans, so in total 6 with a submersible pump. In the back you can see our canoe. Original, this car is the Hilux Professional trim, which has some perks like privacy glass, cruise control, better seats, DAB radio and a touchscreen. But all that is only icing on the cake. From the cabin we can go inside the unit. Between the roof and the walls is marine canvas fabric. It has 4 windows, on each side 1. Each of these windows consists out of 3 layers. First a mosquito net, then a plastic window, and finally it can be closed with the marine fabric. Velcro is attached all around of the complete bottom and also under the roof, so an isolating thermal pack can be attached in winter times. The opening to the cabin can be closed with a roller shutter. Under the bed there are huge spaces for your daily clothes and such. The bed like this measures 1.96 by 1.36 meters, but for nighttime it can be made to a size of 1.96 by 2 meters in length. Under the bed there's also a kitchen drawer. One cabinet connected to the space, reachable from the outside. Our canoe is in here, but also the batteries and space for pots and pans. Another cabinet for bottles and more things from the kitchen. Some small kitchen drawers. And the control panels for the Webasto heater and the cooker. Only one fuel is used in this camper, diesel. Diesel to drive, diesel for the Webasto air heater and diesel for the Sapphire Sierra 2-burner stove. No methane, butane, no gas bottles, no risks and no insurance problems. The 2 Indel cooling drawers can both cool and freeze and have a combined capacity of 60 liters. The table can go every which way you want it. Under the seating area there's a big space for baskets for potatoes, onions, fresh vegetables and such. Furthermore, room for the things you don't use every day under the layered floor. And in the handy boxes. On top of these boxes there's room for a laptop, or 2, which will fit nicely under the lid. A little toilet is tucked away and accessible from the top and front, so you can use it inside and outside the camper. And finally the switch to activate the 4 linear actuators that lift the roof and give you 2.15 meter standing space. Enough space even to be able to sit upright in your bed. The Hilux Forza takes you around the world to enjoy nature and other cultures. And it can take you on the path that lead to places where the view is just a little more beautiful.